At 10 a.m. today, Brian, the next hearing in the FTX bankruptcy gets underway. The official agenda has multiple line items, including dealing with complaints related to all that remnant FTX signage that's everywhere. For example, Miami is actively trying to terminate its $135 million naming rights agreement for the FTX arena. But what I'm specifically looking out for is this expedited motion by a consortium of news outlets, including the New York Times and the FT. Now, this group collectively objected to the redaction of the names of FTX account holders. Now, if the judge rules in favor of this motion, essentially agreeing to release investor names, institutional and individual, this is a huge deal. The largest accounts have balances over $200 million. And the argument here is that there's a legitimate right for the public to know who kept money on FTX, especially if these accounts belong to their money managers. Because remember, firms like BlackRock and Sequoia invested in FTX's VC round. So it would not be unreasonable to think that some or many of the largest accounts are in the names of large investment firms who have yet to disclose their full exposure to FTX. There's certainly precedent here. Investor and victim lists were disclosed in the Madoff proceedings and in the Lehman bankruptcy in 2008. And the FTX crisis is arguably analogous in the cryptocurrency space. Now, objections to this motion are due at the hearing. None are on the court docket so far, though, Brian.
Victim list is sort of, not being revealed. He was arrested the day before congressional testimony. I mean, there's a lot of red meat in this story. That aside, there is a report that Sam Bankman-Fried is again requesting bail because, of course he would. Any chance that he's going to have any luck getting bail?
Right. So 2 days ago, a magistrate judge in the Bahamas called Bankman-Fried a flight risk and denied his bail request, ordering him to instead be held until at least February. But, a source familiar with the matter told Reuters late yesterday that Sam Bankman-Fried is trying again, this time with a direct appeal to the Bahamas Supreme Court. Local media reporting that this bail application will be heard before that court on January 17th, but it is unclear whether they will be more sympathetic to Bankman-Fried's case.
Let's talk about these clawbacks, okay? You've been reporting, great reporting, as always, Mac. I know you haven't been sleeping, but we appreciate it. All right, let's talk about clawbacks. We saw it with Madoff, not comparing the two directly, but just financial fraud trial things. See where this goes. There were clawbacks with Madoff. So, assuming there are some, let's hope there are, how much, roughly, money could FTX be looking to recapture through the bankruptcy process?
So one major tool that's available in the bankruptcy process is this clawback provision, which essentially allows trustees to review financial transactions at a company before it went bankrupt to see if anything was improperly transferred or if property was given away that should actually be part of the bankruptcy estate. These trustees have the power to claw that money back, in some cases, sort of like a chargeback. And I spoke to multiple former federal prosecutors who say that the overwhelming majority of payments dating back a few years are indeed fair game if the feds can establish the funds used were all from fraud, which, as we know from that 8-count indictment from the DOJ that was unsealed on Tuesday, they very much believe that the alleged fraud goes back to the start of the exchange in 2019. There's also this very specific 90-day window that's quite important to clawbacks. So any party who received funds during the 3-month period preceding the bankruptcy, whether it's payment to celebrity endorsers like Tom Brady and Steph Curry or a vendor, trustees will be really scrutinizing all regular payments made in the course of business over that 90-day window. I'm told that one potential issue for these athlete and A-list celebrity endorsers, in addition to others tied to the exchange, may be whether they are characterized as insiders by virtue of their knowledge or connection to the debtor, which also factors into how clawbacks work and who's potentially on the hook to pay that money back. But, Brian, this is a process that will likely take years.
Yeah, are they just endorsers? Are they insiders? Are they considered partners? We saw this with Voyager and other firms as well. Very quickly, Mackenzie, we forget that Madoff went quickly because he basically spilled his guts to his kids and they went to the feds. There sounds like Ryan Salame, former insider as well, may have done the same thing, right? I mean, this didn't get found out. Sounds like there was a leaker. Ryan Salame said, hey, you know what? We've been doing bad things.
Yeah, so we heard in a filing that 2 days before FTX put in for bankruptcy. He was speaking to regulators in the Bahamas and alerting them to potential fraudulent transfers that were happening. He also, Salami is the co-CEO of FTX, and he made the point that there were only 3 people who were authorized to give clearance to those kinds of transactions. Sam Bankman-Fried, one of the 3 people on that list. And then right after alerting the authorities and the regulators in the Bahamas, he got on a plane to D.C. So that was the first confirmed case that we have of an insider at FTX who has indeed been speaking to the authorities.